Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to take your source material and, well, get straight to the stuff you can actually use.
That's the plan.
And today, we're tackling something almost every English learner feels. It's that frustration, you know.
Oh, I know it well.
You can read English fine, maybe understand movies pretty well,
Uh-huh.
but then you try to speak, and it feels like wading through mud. Everything's stuck or
Right.
slow.
Yeah, it's the classic bottleneck, isn't it? And looking at the research he sent over, the big takeaway is pretty clear.
What's that?
This isn't really about how smart you are. You know the words. You probably know a lot of grammar.
Right.
It's fundamentally a training issue. Like, your brain knows the rules, but your mouth, well, it hasn't done the reps. It lacks the muscle memory.
That clicks. It's like reading a book about swimming versus actually jumping in the pool.
Exactly. You can know all the theory, but your body hasn't learned the movements. Your mouth literally needs practice making English sound smoothly.
Okay, so if it's not about cramming more vocabulary, but more about physical conditioning for the mouth almost, where do we start? What's the plan?
Well, we're going to break it down into two main areas. First, the physical stuff, training the mouth.
Okay.
And second, the mental side, building what the sources call a superhighway, so you start thinking in English instead of constantly translating.
Got it. Let's dive into the physical training first.
Yeah.
The gym analogy came up a lot in the sources.
It's a good one. If you want stronger arms, you lift weights. You can't just think about it.
Right, you actually have to do it consistently.
Exactly. Consistency is everything. Your mouth needs to remember how to form English sounds, the speed, the rhythm. It's repetitive work, physical work, really, not just absorbing information.
And the sources really hammer this point. Short daily practice beats one huge session once a month, right?
Absolutely. Avoids burnout and builds the habit. But, okay, someone knows loads of words but still struggles. What's the number one exercise for those mouth muscles?
Yeah, the specific technique.
Across the board, the most recommended technique was shadowing.
Shadowing. Okay, let's break that down because people sometimes just think it means repeating sentences later.
It's way more active than that. You listen to a native speaker, it could be a podcast, a video, anything,
Uh-huh.
and you repeat exactly what they say almost at the same time or like right on their heels. You're basically their audio shadow.
So not just the words.
No, not just the words. You copy the pronunciation, obviously, but also the cadence, the intonation, the rhythm, the whole music of how they speak. You're trying to sound exactly like them.
Wow, okay. That sounds intense, almost like acting. But here's a question I had. What if I'm shadowing and I don't actually understand everything they're saying? Am I just practicing sounds without meaning? Does that even work?
That's a really important question, and the sources are clear. When you're shadowing, the goal isn't comprehension. It's physical production. The main instruction is don't stop. Don't pause to look up words or translate. The whole point in that moment is just getting your mouth moving, producing those English sound patterns correctly. Your brain will catch up later, but your mouth needs that immediate workout.
I get it. So it's about loosening up the jaw, getting the tongue used to moving in new ways, without the brain constantly hitting the brakes to check grammar.
Precisely. And once that starts feeling a bit more comfortable, you can bring in daily warm-ups. The source is called Simple Repetitive Phrases, a Game Changer.
And we're not talking complex sentences here, are we? More like, I'm ready, or let's go.
Exactly. Simple activation phrases, I can do it, even just good morning, stuff like that.
Okay.
But here's the cool twist the sources mentioned. Say these phrases with feeling. Connect an emotion.
How do you mean?
Like if you say, let's go, say it like you mean it, maybe with some energy. If you say, I'm tired, let out a sigh as you say it. Make it sound happy or sad or excited.
Ah, so you're linking the physical act of speaking the phrase and the emotion directly to the English words, kind of bypassing the analytical brain.
Exactly. It helps make the phrase feel automatic. Like when you sing a song, the words just come out right. You're not thinking about each one.
That's a neat trick, a shortcut to making it feel natural.
It builds that habit loop. And then the next step, once you're a bit more comfortable, is finding what the sources called your safe zone, which basically means speaking English out loud when you're alone.
Right, talking to yourself, which feels, well, a bit weird at first, let's be honest.
It totally does. You're narrating your day to an empty room. But the beauty is there's no pressure, no inner critic, no one to correct you. You can just speak freely.
So instead of just thinking, time to make coffee, I should actually say out loud, okay, I am making coffee now. First, the water, then the beans. Smells
Yeah.
good. Something like that.
Yes. Exactly that. You're forcing your mouth to produce English sounds and sentences, connecting the sound directly to what you're doing. It's probably the best practice you can do solo. It gets your mouth ready for real conversations.
Okay, so that covers the physical side, muscle memory, through shadowing, daily phrases, talking aloud alone.
Yeah.
But even if my mouth is warmed up, I still hit a wall if my brain is translating everything from my native language first. How do we fix that? How do we build that mental superhighway?
The translation step.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the real fluency killer, isn't it? Your thoughts can move fast, but forcing them through language A, then converting to language B, it just slows your speaking way down.
So we need to cut out the middleman. But how? Just force myself to think complex English thoughts from day one. That sounds impossible.
No, that pressure would make anyone quit. You start small, really small. The goal is to train your brain to just label the world directly in English.
Okay, walk me through that. How does someone actually start doing that?
Start with single words. Simple observation. You look at your desk, you think desk. You see a tree, you think tree. You feel hungry, you think hungry. Or maybe, I'm hungry.
So I see my cup of water, and instead of thinking the word in my first language,
You just force the English word water into your head. Immediately.
just the label.
Just the label. You're building direct connections. Water, water, phone, phone. No translation step in between.
Okay, that feels manageable.
And once single words feel quick, you slowly build up. Simple phrases related to what you're doing or thinking. Need milk? Looks cloudy. Time to go.
Still keeping it very direct and connected to the moment.
Exactly. These become the building blocks for more complex thoughts later, flowing naturally without that translation delay.
And the key seems to be removing the pressure for perfection. Just practice these tiny mental shifts. The result, like the sources said, is that superhighway where thoughts go straight to speech. Big boost for fluency.
Huge boost. And yeah, don't expect perfection overnight. The brain needs time, but consistent low-stakes effort here pays off massively.
Okay, so train the mouth, train the mind. But none of this sticks unless it becomes a habit, right? We need immersion. We have to stop treating English like a school subject we study for an hour.
Right. It needs to weave into your daily life. You need to create an English environment, even if you're not in an English-speaking country. And we're talking small things, integrated into your day.
Like instead of watching a whole 2-hour movie, maybe watch a 5-minute news clip or a cartoon, even with subtitles at first.
Perfect example. Keep the input regular. Or use audio. Listen to English music or podcasts like this one. Or maybe simple stories while you're doing something else.
Like cooking or commuting.
Exactly. While you're cleaning, walking, on the bus, your brain soaks up the sounds and rhythms even when you're not fully concentrating.
The sources had some fun tips, too, for around the house. Changing your phone language to English, that's classic.
Yep. Or reading short news headlines in English. Even looking at English memes.
Memes. I liked that one. It's a fun way to pick up current slang and expressions without it feeling like study.
Totally. The more English is just around you, the more your brain treats it as normal, important. It stops being foreign. But, like we said before, none of this works long-term without consistency.
And this is where people often crash, isn't it? They get inspired, decide to study 2 hours every day,
Do it once, feel overwhelmed.
and then quit for weeks. So what's the sustainable approach?
The secret weapon seems to be the 5-minute rule. Seriously, just 5 minutes.
5 minutes, that's it.
Training every single day, even for just 5 focused minutes, maybe shadowing, maybe thinking in English, is so much better than inconsistent marathon sessions. It builds the habit, and the habit is everything.
It's that don't break the chain idea. 5 minutes feels achievable, not daunting.
Right. And often, once you start, 5 minutes turns into 10 or 15 anyway because you're in the flow.
Yeah, you've overcome the initial inertia. It tells your brain, this English thing, we do it every day, it's important.
Exactly. Which brings us nicely to the final big hurdle. Confidence. Or rather, the lack of it. The fear of sounding bad.
Ah, yes. So many people just stay quiet because they're waiting to be perfect, worried about their accent, their grammar.
And they just never speak. So what did the source material advise for silencing that inner critic?
It was pretty direct. Don't wait. Perfection is the enemy here.
Right, your voice, your accent, they're part of you. The real goal isn't to sound like some specific native speaker from London or New York.
It's just clear communication.
Yeah.
Can people understand you? That's what matters.
When you shift your focus to just communicating, a lot of the stress just vanishes. And then you feel more confident.
And when you feel more
You
confident,
speak more, which builds more skill, which builds more confidence. It's that positive loop we want.
okay, this leads perfectly into what felt like the most powerful insight from all the research, the real core idea.
What was that for you?
The idea that the brain follows the mouth.
Ah, yes. That flips the usual thinking, doesn't it?
Completely.
Yeah.
We normally assume I need to know everything perfectly in my head, then I can speak. But the sources suggest it's actually the other way around.
Pretty much. When you force your mouth to make the sounds, to form the words and sentences when you actually produce the language, even imperfectly,
Yeah.
your brain kicks into high gear. It has to work actively to supply the words, to figure out the grammar because you're speaking. Speaking isn't just showing what you know. It's a powerful way to learn what you know.
Wow. So by doing the shadowing, talking to myself, even if it feels clumsy,
Hmm.
my brain is scrambling, thinking, okay, hold on, the mouth is speaking English? Quick, find the right words. Solidify that grammar rule.
You got it. Fluency is born in the act of speaking, not just in passive study. You're pushing the language into your muscle memory, your procedural memory. Start talking, and your brain works harder to catch up and make it permanent, faster than just staring at flashcards.
Okay, this deep dive really boiled it down. To beat that speaking gap, it's two main things. Physical mouth training for muscle memory.
Yep, shadowing, talking aloud.
And mental training to think directly in English, cutting out the translation.
Summarizing for everyone listening. Get that muscle memory going with shadowing and narrating your life when you're alone. And remember, the power of 5 minutes consistency beats intensity every time.
You really do have the tools. It's about breaking that translation habit and just getting your mouth moving. It takes commitment, but it's doable.
Absolutely. So, building on that idea of simple daily warm-ups, maybe we can leave you with a little challenge.
Let's hear it.
What is the one simple English phrase you will commit to saying out loud with feeling every single morning starting tomorrow? Just pick one.
Like, let's do this, or good morning, world.
Whatever works for you. Pick one phrase, say it every day, don't break the chain, let your mouth lead the way.
Great challenge. We'll see you on the next deep dive.